Yeah, man, Jake. I was watching this video at the house one day, and video came up with Alvin Preach. You know, I watch a lot of YouTube, so I got a couple of channels that I go through and just kind of look at and see what the topics are. Well, there's this young lady that was on there, and she was talking about how she's 27 and she wants to have a kid, but can't find the right person that wants to have a kid with her. So she plans on having a kid by herself.
Yeah, and at 27, that is ridiculous to think.
Oh man,
that you can't find somebody to have a kid with.
Well, she feels like since she did okay without having a father really being around, her dad did make a lot of money. She felt like he was kind of worthless. Like they really, like women today think that men are very worthless to them. Like they don't have a really need for us. They can just do everything by themselves. That whole independent woman thing is really taking off now, man.
Yeah. But the independent thing is the independent thing. That's hard for everybody. Like
it's tough.
It's
tough.
It's hard. It helps even if your dad or the male doesn't make a lot of money. It still helps to have his support in the household.
Yeah, but in her eyes, by him not being financially unstable, she felt like she had a better life because of her mother. Her mother made all the money. She had everything, and so she feels like she could take care of a kid by herself. And I think the biggest misconception of what she's thinking is that child is going to grow up without something that he didn't choose. Yeah. You chose it for him. Yeah. It's not even like you even went out there and got in a relationship and ended up getting pregnant by a guy. You're talking about going out here and finding some random dude that you're cool with, having a baby by, and telling him, telling your kid if he wants to meet him or want to talk to him, he can contact him later on, but it's not something that the dude may want to do because he may be in another relationship and have a whole family, and that family don't even know about this kid. Yeah. Don't even know that he did that.
Yeah. And he's over here, he's over here trying to get in contact with you and shit. And,
exactly.
And it's not like he can just like drop, like they might be in the middle of dinner and shit. Man, you're trying to call while they're...
You know what's so crazy about that though? Everybody I know who ended up finding out that they had an extra sister or a brother when they're adults. Now, if they find out when they're kids, they're more receptive to that other child, to that sibling. But if they're an adult and they never knew this, and then they become, adults, and this person pops up, they usually hate that person. Yeah. Because let's say if your dad, because you already see your dad in a certain way, you see him as a person, like someone you can respect, you can love, he's gonna be there for you. Yep. He's gonna guide you, and then come up, he has a baby out of nowhere. Yeah.
That you didn't know about your family.
That you didn't know about.
Family didn't know about.
Didn't know about at all. And then now this child is looking for a father that he can't even really be for him anymore. Yeah. Like she doesn't even know what she's really setting up that kid for failure on that.
Yeah. And even if the father can't necessarily provide financially, fathers do provide in other ways. They provide a lot of strength, a lot of protection, a lot of assurance. Like they make you feel protected. They make you feel safe. They can teach you a lot about life. Men go through a lot of experience. Men go through a lot of experiences that women don't go through.
True, but at the same time, I think that women do a great job at it if that's what they're presented with. Yeah. But I don't think that you should go out there and just do it on your own. Yeah,
because
choose that. Like, okay, let's say if that was a situation that you were in, right? How would you feel if your mother told you that?
What, told me that she
just went and got a sperm donor for you? And so now you had to grow up without having a father. You had no relationship with a male figure that was like that.
Yeah, I mean, I did grow up without a father.
But I'm just saying, I'm not saying you didn't. I know you did. That's why I'm asking the question. Yeah. If your we know how he left.
Actually, I don't.
You don't know how he left.
No.
Okay. So
I actually don't really even know the whole story behind it. Like I don't really know.
But you never questioned it.
No, I never questioned.
Have you ever looked for him?
No.
At all.
Nope.
And you fine without him?
Yeah.
Would you want your kid to go through that though?
No.
And why is that?
Because when I was a kid, I wanted my dad.
You did?
Yeah. And then I always saw my uncles and I saw my cousins and I saw, like, even if they had a shitty dad, like, they still
had a dad.
Yeah, it was still like something, you know.
They still had a dad.
And then my uncles, they didn't show me the same patience that they had for their kids because I'm not their kid. So I always felt kind of like pushed to the side and left out, you know. So I lived that, you know. I lived that to a certain extent, like, but it made it to where I had to learn everything on my own. Like pretty much everything that I've learned in life has been on my own. Because even a lot of the shit that I had to learn, my mom didn't go through. She couldn't teach me about like being an adult male. Like I had to pretty much learn how to like do all the man shit, like shave. I had to learn all the puberty stuff on my own. Had to learn.
Do you feel like that would have been a different experience?
Oh yeah.
If you had your father around?
Yeah, it would have been a different experience.
Yeah.
Everything. I wouldn't have had to learn as much on my own. She's setting that kid up to learn everything on his own. Yeah. Like, that's what that is.
And maybe he won't even, because he may not even have the same type of genes as you that can come through that and still, you know, be who they, become their own self, their own person. But even with that, do you feel like that's something that really kind of could have helped you, like not be in so much trouble growing up? Because I know that we talked about certain things that you did. Was that like a sense of rebellion, or you just wanted to do those things because that was your friends? I'm going out with my friends, and that
it was more like that. It was more like these are like it was more like a when I was real young, I didn't really know what necessarily was wrong and what was right. I guess I never really. I mean, I'm not gonna say that I knew what was wrong and what was right. I just didn't know what was legal versus illegal. There's a difference. So
okay, so basically, you just did those things just because you wanted to do them. Do you feel like if a father was around, if that you had that relationship with a father, do you think you would have made some of those same mistakes?
I would have made the mistakes, but I don't think that I would have kept making the mistakes. I think I would have made it probably like one time and cut that shit out.
I don't even know if you would have probably made it because I mean, you really can't say at this point.
Yeah, well, I think the father, I think he would kind of see you swinging that way and step in the middle of it.
He would have stopped it.
Yeah, I think so.
I think he would have. Yeah. You know, some dads encourage ignorance, so you gotta be careful with those pops too. Yeah. But I will say, as a whole, you have men out here that want to see their son grow up to be successful. So
absolutely,
you don't want your child to grow up and not understand the importance of being accountable, you know, handling his money, handling his business as a man, taking care of his family. Yeah. You know, those type of traits, you build that over time and talking to men that are in your life that could kind of guide you that way. The one thing I will say, even though you did have uncles and stuff and they wasn't treating you as well, but I think that having those male figures still gave you a male to look up to.
It did. It gave me an example.
Somebody to say, okay, this is an example of what a man does.
Yeah.
Even though right, wrong, or indifferent,
yeah,
you had that example. Yeah. Some men don't have that at all. Just like even with some men who turn homosexual sometimes. And I'm not going to get too caught up into the situation of that. Like I say, I don't know what causes it.
I don't know what causes it. Hey, nobody does. I really don't think anybody knows.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know what causes it because there is animals who do stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So come out and do things like that. So I can't sit here and say, oh yeah, this is what caused it. Yeah. I'm not going to say that, but I say if there was a man in the household that was a little bit more stern, tried to stay on him, maybe it'll change their thought process about things. Or sometimes you could stop, you know, them when they child, because as a child you're very curious, and then you constantly keep picking at it until something changes into that matter. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm just saying, as far as having a man around, I think that she's really setting that kid up for failure and a lot of lonely and depressed nights and stuff, trying to wonder why my dad is not around. Yeah. And it's something that she created for him.
Yeah, it's something that she chose for him. And it really is like it's selfish in a way because she's doing it because she wants a kid, but she's not thinking about what kind of life she's going to be.
She don't even
providing.
understand how hard it is. Like, you could be financially stable, you can have the houses, the cars, you can have everything in place to take care of a kid and still not get it right.
Yeah.
Because there's more to raising a kid than just physical things.
Yeah.
You have to work on them mentally.
Yeah.
You have to talk to them. You have to understand them. You can't give them child trauma because they'll grow up with all these different things that they have that give them this perception of what life really is, and it's not like that.
Yeah.
And there's too many women out here who raising these men. I'm not gonna say it. Like, I was gonna be a little raw about that, but I mean, it's just too many women are not really teaching these men how to be men. I say that much. There's guys out here that you could just see that they probably needed a man in their life.
Yeah, no,
especially this. And then what gets me is that the same men that they're raising, they wouldn't even date them. Mm-hmm. You wouldn't even date that guy that you're raising. You wouldn't even date that guy.
Yeah.
That's what's crazy.
Yeah.
Because women are always saying they want a guy that's sensitive. They want him to, get into their sensitive side and think about her feelings and stuff like that. But once you do that, a lot of times they feel like they can't even respect you.
Yeah.
As a man, they can't respect what you do and what you're talking about, what you say, because you don't stand on it.
Yeah, and it's almost like you're putting the values that you want in a man into your kid. Like if you have a son and they don't have a father, like it's like you're putting the values that you want in a man or you say you want into your kid, but you really don't bring men like that into your
relationships and your life. You're dating all the bad guys and beating you and telling you crazy things.
And then what you're doing is you're raising your kid to be like that comfort that you need. So,
exactly.
So you can run to your kid for that comfort.
And then a lot of times these women use these kids as if they trying to, that's their friend.
Yeah.
Like, you can't sit down and have conversations about what you got going on with your kids. Like, why? That's not their business.
Yeah.
They trying to grow up and have their own life, but hey, man, I digress on that, bro.
Yeah.
Because that can go into a whole nother topic. Because like I say, it's really irritating when I see it. Because I see it a lot. As far as like these women acting like their kids are their friends and shit. And that's not what's up. Because like even with my own kids, they know for a fact they not my friend. I don't play that game. Like, I will beat your ass. Like, I will beat your ass, nigga. Who the fuck you think you talking to? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes people need that. They need that. I needed it when I was growing up because I knew I was a bad kid. I did whatever I wanted to do. So I needed somebody talking to me crazy. And if my pops wasn't around, I would have been worse.
Yeah.
I would have been a fool. But it kept me in line because my dad was there.
Yeah.
So it was certain things that I wasn't going to try, wasn't going to do just because of who he was as a person. Now, I still did things just because I'm ignorant and I'm going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
But it saved me in a lot of situations, and I'm not out here, strung out doing crazy things.
Nah. And I can say, like, I can vouch that if I would have had, like, a male around when I was a kid, it would have kept me out of a lot of dumb shit. But there's still, like, a lot of values and a lot of stuff that my mom instilled in me that as I get older, I start to understand them more. It's just that I didn't respect the way that she talked to me when I was younger because I knew that I didn't have to listen. Now I choose to listen.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you was in a situation where the father was there and you had any kind of, accountability for yourself as far as like having any type of fear for what he's going to do to me, it would have changed some of those thought processes.
It would have changed everything. Yeah. I wouldn't have done half the shit that I did.
Exactly. I think you would have had a different process. Now, if you had one of those daddies who was trying to be the cool daddy, then, that's a different story.
Yeah, we know about the cool daddies.
Exactly. Yeah. But, that's been our show. If you liked our show, please leave it in the comment and tell us what you thought about it. And again, you know who you're talking to. This is Kel.
And I'm Jake.
And you have been kicking it with Kel and Jake. Holla.